Hey everyone, welcome back to Matt and Cat Things. We're sitting out here in a lovely Maine fall morning working on the house. This time we're doing the side of the house, scraping paint, putting up new clapboards, basically getting this side of the house back up to fighting shape. So today we're going to bring you part 2 of the attic insulation video. In the last video we showed some of the soffit insulation and sucking out the old insulation. And in this video we're going to take it the rest of the way. Basically put in the foam board and blow in the insulation. Kat and I hope that everyone's doing great, and we'll get right to it. Take care. Bye. So what does the fix look like? Well, starting with the path the air is going to go, the very first thing we needed to do was to cut soffits in these overhangs. So all along the house, we cut all these new soffits and put grills in. That allows the air to come into the house. The second thing we did, these walls, these exterior walls, were already insulated. And we did that work, unfortunately, well before we knew we were going to need to do this attic. The second piece is to prevent warm air from getting to the backside of this roof. So what we did, but yet still allow airflow. So we took a 3-inch foam board and put it against the interior side of the house. So this foam board, which is a 3-inch, I gotta check the R value, but that sealed up prevents heat from breaking through and touching the backside of this roof. It also leaves just enough gap for air to flow behind it. Now, we could have put board on the inside of the pitch in this bedroom, but we had already done this wall. We had already drywalled it. We would have lost some interior room. Perhaps it definitely would have been easier, but this is where we were. So now this is an insulation foam board, rigid board. And then we put in the biggest gable end vents we could find, so that air now could come out. And then lastly, we blew in even more, I think 18 inches, or 40 something. We blew in more insulation. You'll see also in the video where we had to put a little baffle right here so that this insulation doesn't fall back into this airway and clobber the soffit area. If this falls down here, it blocks the soffit vent. So this is the new system, air coming in the new soffits, riding on the back edge of this foam board, up over the blown in insulation and out a bigger gable end. You are supposed to, in a perfect world, match the square footage of surface area in your soffit vents with the out of your gable end vents. We're not completely even. I probably have a little more in than out, but I don't have any other option with gable end vents. If this doesn't work, and spoiler, it's been working well. It's been working excellent, as a matter of fact. I could look into some ridge vents or some other venting, either on the ridge or one of those vents that, cut in. But I don't really want to do that. And so far, like I said, what we've done has been working perfectly. You want to see what $750 foam looks like? This is going in the attic in between the roof rafters. Now, some would ask, why did I put the rigid board in between the rafters instead of putting one of those? If you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you can find these. They're like styrofoam baffles that you can staple to the underside of your roof deck, so that if you fill this cavity with insulation, the air can come through. Well, there's two problems for that in us. One is our roof bays are not 16 inches on center, which is what most of those baffles are built for. Ours are 24, and even that's not consistent. Two, there's no way you can reach your arm down there and staple those to the underside of the roof decking. You just can't reach down in there. So you'll see what we did is we slid the foam board down in between the rafters and then sealed it with foam. In the video, you'll see me cutting this edge off of the foam. The reason I did that is because when I tried to make this as close to the actual width as possible, one, it was hard to slide down in there. And two, when I tried to put the nozzle of my spray gun in here, when this gap was too small, the foam didn't expand down into the gap. So by leaving a little gap and actually putting a little edge on this, I was able to get my foam gun tip right down in here and in effect fill this foam all the way up and get the same penetration as if this was solid block foam right into the rafter. If I had left it, if I hadn't got good penetration with that foam, then that would have been the weak spot, and arguably it might not have even been worth doing. The good news is that I did have one area in the bathroom that I could, the drywall was not on, so I could see how this worked. If that foam made it all the way through, how tight these seals were, and it worked fantastic. The Wilson Sprayer 6000. I built this elevated walkway almost the height of the blown in insulation when it's done. That way I can do inspections up here in the future. Well, here it is, 110 bags of cellulose insulation to blow in the machine. Today's the day. Let's get it going. Hey, well done.